much almost give you exclusively California because time-wise, it's just better.
Yeah, makes sense.
You have an 8 o'clock appointment, they're not going to work at 11 o'clock at night or midnight for you. They're just not. These are those. I'm going to send a list of like 5 English speaking and 5 bilingual people for you. All right, which I'm assuming most of your market is bilingual, right?
Right.
Spanish speaking, probably most of it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send you both, just so you have them. But the 5 or 6 Spanish speaking are rock stars. All right, they're amazing. They're all based here in California. They'll not only be able to speak Spanish, but they're going to connect with your clients too, right? It's not going to be like me speaking Spanish, right? If I'm speaking Spanish to your clients, they're like, yeah, it was this white guy speaking Spanish to me, right? I don't connect. That's the way it is, right? Sales is about connection with people. It's not always about price or whatever. They want to feel comfortable. They want to feel trusted. And if I'm speaking to them, even if everything I'm saying is good, they might or might not trust me. If somebody can speak Spanish and they know their accent is really from either Mexico or Buenos Aires or somewhere, where they connect with them on a different level or culturally, okay, I'm ready to buy, right? Absolutely, no matter what. So that's a big difference. Now, when I give you these, this is where some of the power comes in. These people work on Primerica exclusively. So whether you get a new recruit that's their first day and they have no idea what they're doing, that's okay. They're going to help them, right? They're going to lead them along and say, okay, well, you got to get me this, or I need that, no problem. And they're going to work with them. So that's wonderful for you. Now, when I send this over to Tony today and he forwards it on to you guys, what I need you to do is don't call their phone numbers. I want you to introduce yourself and start building this relationship before you need them, so they have an idea of who you guys are. But if you call their phone number, they're on their phone all day long. So if you call their phone number, leave them a voicemail, they might not get it at the end of the day, or it's a holiday weekend, they might not even get it Monday or Tuesday, and that's the same as always. Email them first. Because if you email them, they're working, right? They check their emails and texts while they're on the phone with a client, right? So you email them and say, hey, my name, is Maria. I'm calling from the, Daniel Bay Shop in California. Mark Newton told me to call. And I'll put that kind of in the email that I sent Tony. I want you to do that for 2 reasons. One is I want them to get to know that, hey, there's an office down in Chula Vista that's starting to kick some butt, right? So when they start getting different emails, different calls, they're going to go, okay, this could be a priority. All right? There's a lot of people down there that are starting to work. So they might start taking your appointments first over someone else's. You want to start leveraging your base shop name, and you also want to say, Mark Newman told me to call you. Again, I work for you, right? I don't work for them. But I know all of them very well. I build relationships with them. And I'm a wealth maker for them. If they do a good job and they follow up with people, I keep recommending them, right? If they don't, I don't recommend them anymore.
Right.
And it's not close ratio because I can't control, how many, if you send in 5 people that have 25 tickets each, they're not going to close, right? I just mean, are they going to call you back? Will they follow up with you? If they say they're going to call at 2 o'clock, if they call at 2 o'clock. If they keep their promises and commitments to you, then I keep recommending them, right? Plus, the people I'm going to recommend have the top sales scores and the top closing scores in their company. So they're the best of the best. And I know you guys can be one of those base shops. You're energetic, you're young, you have good leadership, and I think you have an amazing market. You could explode with this. I think easily. There's base shops that are smaller than yours. Patrick and Cornelia Wang that are in San Diego, they have less people than they're based in, but they're going to Hawaii. They're number 1 or 2 in the contest. They go to Hawaii all along. Right? They close in 25 a month on average. Sometimes they close in 40. But on average, they close in 25 a month. They have a smaller office than you. And they're right here. They're in San Diego, so they're in a similar market than you. They're right here.
Right.
So they can explode with that. Let's end it. So let's go back. So let's talk about the best way to do business. The least effective way, or the worst way, is on the bottom, is to just refer them to the 800, meaning here's a brochure. Right? Don't hand out a brochure to somebody and say, hey, call me in a chance. I know when you're doing an appointment, time is limited. That's okay. You don't always have to do auto call in the first appointment. You can do it in the second appointment. You can call them back and follow up with them. Edge team people that I talked about, the Primerica Secure Edge team that I'm going to give you, they'll even call your client before you close. So let me explain that for a minute. When you meet with somebody and do an appointment, and you don't have time to go out of home, then that's fine. Before you leave, you need to say, listen, I have a specialist, right? His or her name is Elena, right? She's great. I want her to call you to talk about your auto at home. What's a good time for you tomorrow, right? Just like you can do an appointment, right? When's good for you tomorrow? No, not tomorrow. When's good for you Saturday or Thursday or Tuesday, right? You don't need, you gotta lock down a time. And then you can do one of many things. You can text Alina and say, great, I want you to call, or whatever. There's a way you can do it on an app. I'll show you also. You can set the appointment. You can just email or call her to set the appointment. Whatever you want to do, and then they call back and close for you. All right, you don't even have to be there. Now, the more involved you are, the better closing ratio you're going to have. As that goes up to the top, the most effective way is for you to be involved. The reason for that is you're there in case anything goes wrong, right?
Right. That
if the customer says, wow, I'm going to save $60 a month, that's amazing. And then they say, oh, you're with this crazy insurance company I never heard of. And they go, oh. Well, if you're there, you can see the expression, or if you're just on the phone, you can hear them and say, let me explain it to you, right? And you know them, let me explain it to you that we only use A-rated insurance companies. These all are in 30 or more states. These are huge companies, even though you haven't heard of them, and you can save the sale, right? So the more you're involved, the better. But you can close, and a lot of offices have had success with, hey, we do the first appointment, and we do